Okay, it's 6:02, and I am calling this meeting to order. Next be roll call.
Alex Cantu, present.
John is here. Armin Garza present. JJ Peña present.
Francis Salinas present.
And Oscar says, here to be, I do declare a quorum. Next up.
Thank you. Welcome, members of the audience. Good afternoon, everyone. Would everyone please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Okay, next up be the approval minutes. I'll go items 1, 2, 3, and 4 for April 25th, May 9th, May 23rd, and May 29th.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Alanis and a second by Mr. Cantu. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Next up be the superintendent's report, Doc.
This evening, our first item under Superintendent's Report is a reorganization of the La Jolla ISD Board of Trustees.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion, but before I make the motion, I'd like to thank Mr. Coach Salinas for his leadership in this past, what was it, 5, 6 years? That's what, okay.
Yeah.
No, I'd like to, just thank him. I know what it takes to lead the board in this and to be here for everything. So, round of applause for everything and all the sacrifices. And at this time, I'd like a motion to read, to nominate Armin Garza as our president, Claudia Ochoa as our vice president, and Alex Cantu as the secretary.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Cantu.
I'll
I'm
second
sorry, by
the
Mr. Alanis.
I'll second.
And Mr. Peña, second over there. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations to Mr. Garza for his presidency. Mr. Ochoa is not here today. And Mr. Cantu as well. I just wanna take the time to thank you, Mr. Alanis, and thank the entire board, thank our superintendent, assistant superintendents, all of our central administration and staff, the whole La Jolla ISD employees, and especially our students for giving me the opportunity, and wishing the 3 new president, vice president, and secretary the best of luck. If there's anything that we can do for you guys, we're here 24/7. Well, not maybe 24/7, but yeah, we're here. And at the end of the day, I had 2 good teachers, Mr. Peña, Mr. Alanis, and Mrs. Ochoa when they were here. So we're here to help you guys out as much as we can. Muchas gracias y Dios los bendiga. Mr. President, your
Before we
seats
do
are-
that, if we could step forward.
Let me just move my. Mr. President.
I know Mr. Salinas is anxious to give up this gavel, okay? He's anxious, but I'm going to give him one of his own. And a little plaque just to say in appreciation for outstanding commitment, service, and leadership to the students and staff at La Jolla ISD. School Board President, 2017 to 2018, presented on June 5th.
Make me look nice. The camera makes me nervous, no? Gracias. Can I see those?
At this time, I'd like any of the trustees to say a few words of appreciation to Mr. Salinas? I know Mr. Alanis just did, but anytime that you have an opportunity to work with a board president, you get to really know them, and I've really enjoyed working with you, Mr. Salinas.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. He's always super enthusiastic, so he made me keep on my toes. So thank you, Mr. Salinas. Appreciate it. Yes.
Thank you. Gracias.
I'd like to say a few words. Again, I just want to go ahead and thank Coach for all he's done in the past year and a half as board president. I know there's some rather large shoes that I need to fill, and I feel like I'm up to the task, but I want to give him, this is my sincerest thanks for all that he's done and what he's brought forth to our school district. So thank you, Coach. And with that being said, just want to let everybody here know and let our community and our school district know that I'm honored and privileged to serve as this board's school board president. And please know that the next year of my office will be focused on curriculum instruction and organizational health. So rest assured that I will be an advocate here for everyone that's in attendance.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I would like to thank Coach. A lot of people don't understand, but it takes a lot of work and a lot of time to be out here and take care of the meetings and all that. It takes a special person, to actually direct the meetings and spend more time than most of us here. And I think at this time, I would like to thank Coach because this past year that he's been president, I've got to learn a lot since we came in 2016. And I think we've had good mentors with JJ and John. And I think he did an outstanding job, and I want to commend him for taking so much time of his busy schedule to be out here and be advocating for our district. Thank you, Coach, for that.
Coach, I just want to congratulate you on your past year and a half. I believe that you were board president. Thank you for all the time that you've put in, and thank you for your leadership on the board.
Thank you, Mr. Gracias.
Likewise, I'd like to say congratulations to Coach and thank you for all the time that you've spent with our staff and our students, and not only here at the district, but in your personal life. You always go above and beyond to make everyone feel happy and welcomed, and you've got a great personality, and it rubs off on people when you're around. And I appreciate you and the rest of the board, having the confidence and allowing me to be a part of this great organization. And God bless you and your family. And thank you for everything that you've done for me and for our district. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay. That's our first item on the superintendent's report and second item. Number 3 is recognition of athletes who placed at state competition during the spring semester. I'm going to ask Mr. Garza and Mr. Salinas to please step forward to help us recognize the students. We have Coach Alex Guajardo, who's going to help us make the introductions.
Good afternoon, Dr. Benavides and Board of Trustees. Tonight, I come before you to recognize our top-performing athletes during the spring semester. These athletes competed at the state level and got recognized at the state level competitions. In track from Palmview High School, placing 6th in state, Brianna Robles. Coaching Brianna Robles, Coach Bazan. From Juarez Lincoln High School, placing 9th as a team in state, we have Jose Maldonado. Elias Gutierrez. Harley Vargas. Luis Flores. Joe Martinez, Kenneth Gonzalez. Your coach for the Huskies is Coach Garza.
Parents of these students, if you were able to make it, Ms. Robles, I know you're in the crowd, so would you please stand and be recognized? Principals, Mrs. Ayala and Ms. Solis, thank you for being here. Would you please stand and be recognized?
We have our La Jolla High School Special Olympics track team, bronze medalist in the 50 meters and a gold medalist in the softball throw. We have Victoria Villarreal. Bronze medalist in the 50 meters, we have Raúl Hernández. Gold medalist and state champ in the 50 meters, we have Oscar Solis. Fourth place in the 50 meters, we have Joel Ortiz. Your coyotes are coached by Coach Chavez, Coach Garcia, and Coach Aguirre.
Parents, if you're in the audience, please stand and be recognized.
We have our Juarez Lincoln High School 2018 Special Olympics state qualifiers. Gold medalist Santiago Garza. Bronze medalist Kevin Rios. Gold medalist Aisa Acosta. Your Huskies are coached by Coach Jaime de la Garza.
Parents and principals who were able to join us, please stand and be recognized. Thank you, Coach Guajardo. Our next recognition is recognition of the 2017-2018 Educational Results Partnership Texas Honor Roll Schools. Dr. Gisela Sainz will help us with these recognitions.
Thank you, Dr. Benavides. Good evening, Mr. Board President, board members, Dr. Benavides, and community. It's my pleasure to recognize our 2017-18 Educational Results Partnership Texas Honor Roll Schools. We have 6 schools that made this distinction. The 2017-18 Honor Roll is developed by the Educational Results Partnership, which is a nonprofit organization that applies data science to help improve student outcomes and career readiness. ERP maintains the nation's largest database on student achievement and utilizes this data to identify higher performing schools and districts. Schools that receive the honor roll distinction have demonstrated consistent high levels of student academic achievement, improvement in achievement levels over time, and a reduction in achievement gaps among high school populations. And for high schools, it also includes college-ready measures. So we're very proud of these 6 schools. The first one is Elodia Chapa Elementary, Laura Lopez Principal. Enrique Kiki Camarena Elementary, Mary Lily Garza Ibarra Principal. John F. Kennedy Elementary, Maria C. Guerra Principal. Lloyd Benson Elementary, Magda Palacios Principal. She could not join us this evening. William Clinton Elementary, Martin Munoz Principal. Jimmy Carter Early College High School, Claudia Gomez Perez Principal. Congratulations to all our honor roll principals.
Congratulations. Parents. Congratulations again, and thank you, principals, for your outstanding commitment to our kids, and a very special thank you to your staffs. Our next recognition is recognition of 8 middle schools and 1 elementary that are going to be recognized as America's Healthiest Schools for the 2017-2018 school year. Is it going to be Coach? Yeah, it's going to be Coach Guajardo who's going to help us recognize these schools.
Congratulations, the Alliance for Healthier Generation is pleased to announce that the following middle schools and elementaries have been named to Healthier Generation's list of America's Healthiest Schools by achieving the 2018 National Healthiest Schools Bronze Award. At the elementary level, we have Enrique Camarena, Ms. Mary Lily Garza. Lorenzo de Zavala Middle School, Dr. Antonio Uresti. Cesar Chavez Middle School, Rolando Rios. Dr. Javier Sáenz Middle School, Belén Martínez. Memorial Middle School, Daniel Villarreal. And Richards Middle School, Tomás Ocaña, being represented by Ms. Celeste Moreno. Irene Garcia Middle School, Santana Galván. J.D. Salinas Middle School, Nidia Ortiz. Domingo Treviño Middle School, José Garcia. Special thanks to our district wellness strategist, Ms. Marisa Sáenz, as well.
Congratulations and thank you to these schools for your commitment to keeping our kids healthy. That's important. Thank you guys very, very much.
Thank you.
One more recognition, and that's recognition of administration and finance staff for receiving the Association of School Business Officials International Award with Certificate of Excellence in Financial Reporting. Ben Garza from Business and Finance. Karina Munoz, Accountant. Jose A. Perez, Accounts Payable Supervisor. Robert Cortina, Accountant. Juanita Gonzalez, Specialist. Eva Alcocer, Payroll Supervisor. Joel Trevino, Executive Director for Budget and Finance. This award, just real brief, recognizes the districts that have met the program's high standards for financial reporting and accountability. The district earned the Certificate of Excellence for its comprehensive annual financial report, CAFR, for the fiscal year of 2017. So thank you to the business office and all the staff that was recognized.
Okay, next up on item 4, discussion item, discussion and update on solar projects. I believe we have Mr. Loya here. Say a few words.
Good evening, Mr. Board President, trustees, Dr. Benavides. We have a quick discussion item on the solar project. I'm going to give you a quick history since when it was approved, half of you weren't serving on the board. Back in 2015, the district allowed a company by the name Air, Wind, and Solar to conduct an assessment, a solar assessment, district-wide. The solar project went through a bid process. 2 proposals were received. Air, Wind, and Solar came in at 13.2 megawatts of total installation, and the other company was Amerisco. They came in at 24 megawatts of total installation. On March 9, 2016, the district approved to enter into a 20-year agreement with Air, Wind, and Solar. Let me see, included in the contract was a total of 1,500 covered parking spots that were going to be installed district-wide. Unfortunately, a few weeks after the contract was approved, Air, Wind, and Solar, I don't want to say backed out, but they reconsidered, and they just never showed up for work. That's been over 2 years, and this information was relayed to me by our previous energy director. Earlier this school year, I was approached by Ecoelectrics. They're claiming that Air, Wind, and Solar assigned and transferred the contract to them. I reached out to our legal team, and he gave me the green light to go ahead and allow Ecoelectrics to go out there and conduct this assessment, since it was at no cost to the district. After an extensive review, Ecoelectrics determined that the district load of 13.2 megawatts, which was proposed by Air, Wind, and Solar, was way too much. If any time if you're getting confused, just go ahead and stop me and I'll kind of explain myself. Ecoelectrics proposed anywhere from 2 to 3 megawatts of total installation, which is a drastically different amount than the original contract. By approving a 2 to 3 total installation of solar project, it will maximize the district's savings, because we don't have to sell any energy back into the grid. So that's what they're offering us. Unfortunately, it's a totally different type of scope of work. It changed from 13.2 all the way to 2 to 3 megawatts. So after meeting with our legal team and meeting with our department heads, I'm recommending that we go out and rebid the project.
What was the recommendation by legal?
To go out and rebid the project, sir.
And you're saying that it was from a 13.4
13.2
megawatt?
megawatts of total installation. Megawatt means 1,000 kilowatts equals 1 megawatt. So we're talking about a lot of energy out there. So from 13.2 megawatts, we went all the way down to 2 or 3 megawatts.
And on
That was
the-
determined by Eco Electrics, who came in and said 13.2 was way too much solar panels to have out there. We're not gonna save the district the amount of money that we should be saving.
So because of the change of scope of service, it's being recommended that we rebid.
Yes, sir.
And that also is having to do with was it gonna be, it was a somewhat of a carport slash
Yes.
solar panel?
And the original contract, sir, Air, Wind, and Solar had proposed to install over 1,500 covered parking spots district-wide. When Eco Electrics did the assessment again, they did their due diligence, they went out there, and they said, that's way too much solar panels to have out there, you're not gonna save any money by doing that. So they're recommending to put covered parking in about 10 locations in the school district, which would make sense, because that's where we have the most energy consumption.
Do we have any further questions?
Yes. Do we have any correspondence in the last 2 years stating as to why they didn't come by or come to do the project? Or did the district reach out to them and ask them, was the original contract at its state, they had a certain amount of time to get started? I wasn't there at the time, so that's my question.
Yes, I wasn't there at the time as well, so that information was relayed to me by our previous energy director. And the last thing he told me was, they reconsidered the amount of parking covered,
Covered
pavilions
spaces.
to, yeah, the parking areas, covered parking areas in the district, and then they just never showed up.
Why after 2 years now are they coming back now?
A different company approached me on this solar project, claiming that Air, Wind, and Solar transferred the contract over to them. So I didn't want to get into any legal issues, so I approached our legal team
So the recommendation from them was to take it out the bid,
Yeah, we need
to
to.
rebid the
to
project.
bid again? So how would we go about that? So we just,
Well, since this is a discussion item, I believe it's something we take under consideration, and we'll bring it up in the following board meeting.
And all we wanted today is for Mr. Loya to give you an update, what happened, and then you would provide us direction, and then from there, we would do what we need to do.
oh, it's a big difference, 13.2
All the way to
megawatts.
2 to 3 megawatts, yes, sir.
Well, we thank you for your time, Mr. Loya.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Loya.
Okay, on to our next item, public comments. Doc, do we have any public comments? No. At this time, we don't have any public comments. Next up will be our consent agenda. Can I entertain a motion?
Also move.
I have a motion by Coach Salinas. I have a second by Mr. Alanis. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Next, on item B, bids, we have number 5, renewal of student athletic insurance, CSP
Mr. President,
2017-60.
I'd like to make a motion to approve and renewing policy subject and to appoint John Gutschlack as agent of record for the student athletic insurance for plan year 2018-2019 and administration to sign all relevant documents needed to execute this AOR and renew.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Mr. Cantu. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. On to item C, number 3, acceptance of substantial completion of the La Jolla ISD LED lighting project, various building sites. Can I entertain a motion?
So move.
Second.
I got a motion by Mr. Salinas, a second by Mr. Alanis. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. On item E, human resources, number 1, FDA local policy admissions intra-district transfers. Can I entertain a motion?
So move. So move.
I have a motion by Mr. Salinas, a second by Mr. Cantu. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2, 2018-2019, new positions using current FTEs, reclassifications, and stipends. Can I entertain a motion?
I'll second.
I got a motion by Mr. Cantu and a second by Mr. Salinas. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item F, executive session pursuant code 55101. Well, can I entertain a motion to move into the executive session?
So move.
I got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
We're at this time at 6:31. We'll be moving into executive section pursuant code 551-071, 072, and 074. We're back from executive session at 7:11 PM.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion under letter H personnel, items 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, as discussed in executive session.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Salinas, a second by Mr. Cantu. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. I have a motion for adjournment.
I so move.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Everybody have a good night. Thank you for being in attendance. 7:12.